Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion in the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's astrology as I have spelled it out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Six of Cups. And it's here because it corresponds in astrology with the second 10 days or the second decan of the sun's transit in the land of Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, and Cups and Tarot are water element symbolism. And water element symbolism is very much about emotion, how it feels, when we encounter experiences. That can be a physical sensation as well as an emotional sensation. There are also questions that may arise or information that comes up for us, sort of a dawning of information that comes with an emotional experience. And so we come to the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is meant to point to a sort of feeling of happy reminiscence, fond reverie of times before. And this can come in the form of, maybe hearing a song out of the past that takes you back, or, eating a food or smelling something out of the past that takes you back to a fond memory. It can also come in the form of somebody showing up from your past, or being given reason to return to some person, place, or thing that you have fond memories of from before that are not really in your present world. And so, it can be a really lovely feeling, to go back to these past memories. Sometimes this points to a relationship we might have had with somebody when we were young that was perhaps a little bigger and older than us, and who helped us out, who looked out for us or included us, in a special way. And so it's really nice to look back on those things, to remember them. If a person comes back to you from the past, it's nice to spend time with them and sort of, catch up, but also, remember the good times you had together. But with the Six of Cups comes a little bit of a warning about, self-illusion, right? So when we're looking back on historical events in our lives, when we're looking back on the past, the truth of the matter is the things that we don't remember, the things that we did not record for posterity in our own minds, those gaps get filled in by our brains. Our brains just fill in the gaps, and so not everything would seem to be congruous, right? Not everything seems to go together, and it's possible we just don't remember things the way that they actually were because we were too inexperienced or too involved in our own. We're so inexperienced or so involved in our own relationships there, and our own experience of the thing, that we didn't realize what was going on around us. And so getting into that mode of memory, of fondly remembering things, we have to recall that things were not always as we believed them to be. And we also have to remember that, focusing on that can sort of cause us to blur out the periphery and forget what is happening in the moment. So, be aware of the thing that happens, which is that sometimes we're so focused on our fond memories of someone or something that we become blind to what's happening right now. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards one more time. And just thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your presence. I love it that you show up. I'm here every day, and I really enjoy sharing this content and the messages that come through with you all. With all that said, oh, we got the Magician, friends. That's a special card. And we've had so many major arcana cards come up lately. I promise they are not the majority of the deck. So the Magician here, major arcana, major message card, okay? The Magician is somebody who has a lot of power. In fact, they have all the power. And it's really, we're meant to put ourselves in this position when we see this. And we're meant to say, I have all the tools I need at my disposal to make anything happen, okay? I've got the swords, I've got the pentacles, I've got the cups, I've got the wands. I know how to use all of these elements. I know how to use my rational, logical mind and my words. I know how to use my emotions and intentions. I know how to create security and abundance for myself. And I have the drive, the fire, the passion to really move in any direction that I want to do. And then, you know, this person points up with their sort of magic wand and down toward the ground, saying, as above, so below. So as you will it, so it can be in real life, okay? You just have to be able to imagine it and then move in that direction, because you have all the tools at your disposal. This is an infinitely powerful position to be in. You can see that sort of the infinity symbol above this person's head, the confidence in the way they stand, in the way they look directly back at you from the card, right? And then this growth, this abundance of growth around them, and this nice rock of stability beside them, and all the tools at their disposal, like I said. So this is powerful. This says that, you know, whatever it is that we have on our mind, whatever it is that we're trying to make happen, we absolutely can get there. We absolutely can make it happen. We personally, each of us, you have the power. I have the power to unfold our dreams, our imaginings, the way we want things to be. Okay, so for one thing, keep it positive, friends. Okay, mind what you are manifesting. Pay attention to the words you speak. Okay, pay attention to what you are creating with your thoughts, words, and actions. Right? We don't want to create negative things that we're going to have to go back and keep dealing with for a long time, because that stuff lasts a long time as well. Okay, we want to be thinking positively. We want to be forward thinking, and really, you know, assessing what it is that we can do to push ourselves, to move ourselves in the direction of those goals that we have. Beautiful. So where do we see the Magician here on the page? You know, the Magician, like the four, it has the four hallows, right? It has the four suits available to it, the pentacles, the wands, the cups, and the sword. So, you know, it's really all four elements, right? So earth, water, air, and fire. We have all the earth, air, water, and fire at our disposal. And, you know, I see that just all over the page here today, to be honest with you. We do have, you know, Sun, Mercury, and Venus conjunct in the land of Scorpio right now. And they are all in opposition to Jupiter in Taurus, which is an earth sign ruled by Venus. Sun is more fire, it rules Leo. Mercury is more air, it rules Libra, but it also rules Virgo, which is another earth sign. So we've got things going on in all four elements right now. You know, in the fire signs, we've got the moon and Chiron in Aries over here. Aries is ruled by Mars, which is retrograde in Gemini, an air sign. And what's going on in between those two is, you know, Moon and Mars today are in a cooperative, functioning vibe with one another. Even though Mars is in retrograde, it doesn't mean that we can't get anything done. But it does mean that our progress is somewhat slowed at this time. That we're invited to sort of review and reassess the way that we normally go about taking action and getting things done, like physically with our bodies and with our sense of initiative in the world. We have to slow it down. We have to be willing to try it a couple different times, maybe, you know, take a two-pronged approach to getting the result that we want, and, you know, not expecting it to happen with all the speed we normally would have it happen. But, you know, the moon in cooperation there is saying, yeah, we feel really cooperative with that vibe of sort of slow down and reassess. We really, moon in Aries, you know, sextile Aries is ruling planet in Gemini, saying, you know, we have things to share, we have things to say, we have messages to bring across that will help us, you know, help us with that reassessment of how we take action in the world, so that, you know, when we go forward again in January with Mars and Gemini, when we go forward again, having done that reassessment, we can show up in the world in a much more positive and effective way, because we're sort of cutting out the crap and the extra steps we would take normally, just by taking notice of them now and really looking at what works for us and what doesn't work for us. And then that Uranus in Taurus over here has been messing with our sense of stability. It's been messing with our sense of being able to get what we want, in terms of jobs, in terms of our health, in terms of just the stuff and things that we like to have for security, our home, our grounded space. It's just really been saying, you know, the way you have always done it is not necessarily going to work right now. Think about how you might give this some change. Again, in retrograde. So it's like reassess your approach to getting the things that you want. Reassess your approach to feeling the way you'd like to feel in your body. Reassess your approach to getting the security, the job, whatever it is that you want. So that, again, when we go direct again with Uranus and Taurus, we'll be more willing and able to integrate those surprising and exciting sort of changes that are coming up for us. And in the meantime, we've got these surprising internal changes coming up with our personal life. Sun, Venus, Mercury, all conjunct in the land of Scorpio. Okay, so this insight that we are taking on, this self-work that we're doing right now, is very much blessed in the land of Scorpio. And, we're not really settling for less than the real work. Okay, it's not going to come down to, doing the little things we do to normally make ourselves feel somewhat emotionally secure. We're going to have to dive deep a little bit. We're really going to have to get with ourselves and notice the things, about ourselves that we aren't proud of, but also notice where our strengths lie, and really be willing to reconcile ourselves as whole human beings. Not just all the good things and the fun things, and not just all the bad things and the heavy things, but, sort of like one whole person. And being one whole person, we'll have a better ability to, again, weather those changes that we're going through, and also to reassess the way we show up in the world, the way we act, the way we take initiative, so that, we can be more effective and perhaps a little bit less on the offensive, right? A little more strategic and a little more capable of moving forward without just blundering through, right? So that went water, earth, fire, and air. That's the 4 elements. I'm happy with it. And I'm going to bring in the 6 of Cups here and say, so we look back on the way things used to be, especially at a good time in our life. Perhaps it was a good relationship. Maybe there were some good years there. Maybe it was, a parent or a sibling, or a lover, or even, somebody that we worked with. And, we can have this desire, perhaps, which comes with cups, this feeling of desire, of longing, of yearning, of wanting to draw something toward us. We can have this desire to sort of recreate things as they were. And look, there's no going back, but you can take a look at the things that worked in this situation and incorporate them into what it is that you're trying to do, right? You can look back and say, well, what I liked about this situation was that we were so all the time cooperating with each other. And I don't know how I got away from being so cooperative and open to others, but I want to get back to that. And so I'm going to use the power that I have at my disposal to work out how I can show my willingness to cooperate with others, and therefore giving them good reasons to cooperate with me, right? Or you can look back on that time and say, there was just a lot of like growth and beauty and security around me at that time. And I want to feel that security and that growth and beauty around me some more. I see all of that here and here, the growth and beauty and the security. So, it's okay to look back at past events and not, we can't get bogged down in trying to recreate the past as it was in our present or in our future. The past is behind us for a reason, okay? We part ways from people, places, and things for reasons, all right? There are parts of that past that we would not like to relive, whether we can remember them at the moment or not, okay? But there are parts of it that we really loved, and we can think about it. We can use our meditative moments, our void of course periods, the introspection that we're being called to do right now, today especially, and we can take that introspection and we can incorporate those elements of that thing that we loved from the past in what it is we're trying to do for ourselves now and in the future. And as above, so below, friends. So again, you know, if you can conceive it, if you can believe it, then you can achieve it. You can bring it back, you can bring it right back down to the earth. You can bring it out of the land of memory, out of the land of imagination, out of the land of desire, and just conduct it down through your body using all of this power, your thoughts, your sense of security and grounding, your emotions and intuitions, your fire, your drive. Conduct all of those ideas right back down to earth, where you can make it manifest right here for yourself. And I believe that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. I know I said that already, but it's real. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.